Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wynn and Magical Diary Wolfall. We have completed our second route, and so far we have completed Barbara's content, and we have completed Minnie's content, with a little extra bit of content that covers a, I wouldn't call it a secret route. I don't think it's a route at all, it's just a way to fail Minnie's route. That's the best way to explain it. We did a bit of pastels stuff as well, but I think today we are going to start a new game. I was considering whether or not I wanted to start a new game or do a load game. There is a point in, I believe it is this point right here, and November 1st Dark Options, where I could do these things, but I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to start a new game because this character that I just played with through Minnie's route was also the student class president. So that's not something that I necessarily want to do again, and I also want to get enough money so that I can buy a charm in order to get better at magic quicker. So we are going to start a new game, and we are going to say hello to Gary Stu. He doesn't look so bad already, to be honest, but what else do we have? We have these eyes. Let's go with these eyes this time. These are the, let's see, I always pick green eyes because I have green eyes myself. What's the difference? Oh, yeah, no, I'd rather be thin. I don't mean any offense to more stout people. It's just I myself am relatively thin, and I can, what's the word? Emphasize more with someone who has features that are similar to my own. So we're going to do Charles Wynn as our name, and let's take a look at some of the hair colours. We do have this hair colour, but we also have this purple hair colour, which looks pretty cool. We can go for a pink. Green doesn't look too good. It's almost like our eyes are translucent and we just have a bunch of hair behind our eyes, and that hair colour is just shining through our eyes because, yeah. Blue is okay. Ooh, I like blonde. Maybe if I do blonde hair, blue eyes. Maybe with a slightly different skin tone. That is too pale. That looks okay. I like that. I think I want to go with something like this, perhaps. Let's take a look at the other hairstyles. Oh, I think we could probably go with this one this time. Might make us look a little effeminate, but there's nothing wrong with that. Let's go do that, and we've ticked everything else. Let's go done. Alright, we are Charles Wynn version 3. And we're starting off yet again. And now I will still be narrating most of this content, so if you want to get to the specific content for the character whose route I'm going to play, it'll probably be in a few more episodes' time. But I'm just going to do this simply because it's almost like therapeutic for me, and it's always nice to remember your roots. America. It was like walking onto the set of a television series. The houses all standing apart, the wide roads and the sidewalks with their curious squares, as if you could pick them up and set them down again in a new pattern. My parents and I arrived in the country 1 week before school would begin, to give me a chance to visit the cities I had read about, and to give them a chance to be sure that this land was not a guns wild battle zone. A week's not much time to explore when most of these states are bigger than our country, but it's not exactly my last chance. I have a whole year here at Iris Academy to learn about the world. My parents sent me to campus in a taxi by myself, to be sure that no one at school would see them. They even remembered to leave me enough dollars for a tip. I hope I did it right. So this is it. Iris Academy, a secret school of magic in the hills of Vermont. It is not the only visiting school in the States, but students from all over the country live and learn here. Somehow it looks less foreign than the rest of the states. I guess maybe witches and wizards aren't so different no matter where you go. I'm meant to be meeting a friend of the family here. Well, a friend isn't the right word. There you are. He looks me up and down and doesn't seem impressed. Mr. Wynn, is it? That's what they're choosing to call That's what you're choosing to call yourself for the duration? That's right, Charles Wynn. I suppose it'll have to do. Come with me then, I will show you to your room. So I believe our character's true name is something like, Dej? Or something? I remember Pastel called us by our name when we did a bit of her content, because she's one of the only people who knows who we are. Anyway, his name is Hieronymus Grabiner. He's a professor here at Iris Academy, one of those responsible for teaching the freshman classes. Originally British, he still holds an accent that marks him out from among the locals. I wonder how long I would have to stay here before I sounded like one of them. Here we are. You will be residing in Wolf Hall, the traditional grouping for young men with an interest in sport and brawling. Quite literally a rough house. I might have thought, considering your background, that you would have selected Falcon Hall. It would make a more useful environment for fostering social connections. Tell me, Charles, why a wolf? This is our first choice in the game, and I think we're going to go with I like sports this time. Hey, I like sports, you know? This is where I belong. I want to meet guys I get along with and have some fun. Isn't that the whole point of having halls? Perhaps so. He unlocks the door for me and then hands me the key. This'll be your room. Your parents sent some of your belongings ahead. I walk ahead to see where I'll be living. There's a bed, a desk, a lot of books, a frisbee I found in a cheap toy store once. Too bad I don't have a dog to fetch it for me. Professor Grabiner steps in after me. In ordinary circumstances, all students are assigned roommates. Your family, however, negotiated a special exemption. Somewhat counterproductive to go to such efforts to hide your identity, then demand special treatment. However, no one asked for my opinion. He really is just as grumpy as my parents warned me he would be. I am not certain why you are here at all. Your parents claim they wish for you to learn about other ways, yet Iris Academy is well known to be the most European of American schools. It is true that you would never have been accepted for study at Sacred Smoke, but there are other options. St. John's in Mississippi. The route represents a blending of disparate American traditions. Training in hoodoo there would bring a valuable perspective to your magic. The pentachromatic system taught here, however, is not so different from your own. What then is the point? You teach here. Sure. Iris Academy has a special feature that no other American school can offer. You're a professor here. My parents wanted me in the care of someone who understood our family responsibilities. Or so they told you. Oh, I was wondering, do you have a list of the freshman class? Is there anyone I should be looking out for? People not to cross? Noble families that might recognize me? Noble families in the traditional sense do not exist in this land, at least not among those wizards of European descent. If the natives have such traditions, they keep them very quiet. He flips open a large book to display a list of names. The most prominent students to be aware of in your year are the Dansons and young Jacob Blazing. The Danson family is famed for their hospitality and commonly hosts visitors from around the world. They may have heard of your family by reputation. Mr. Blazing's fathers are known for their wealth and social connections. They might recognize you, but their son, I judge, will not. I scan through the list of freshmen. Raven Darkstar? That sort of name traditional here? It is no more her birth name than Charles Wynn is yours. She is a wild seed and chose it for herself. Nothing interesting there then. I keep looking. Tyrannus Lenshi? Is he really a... Yes, keep your distance. I would rather not have to explain that to your parents. Getting anywhere near a Lenshi is probably a bad idea. Who else? Though he might be a werewolf, I don't know. He's probably a werewolf. But I'm also now thinking that Lenshi is perhaps the name of a notable family who we should not get close to. Pastel. Oh, that girl with the wings. I've met her, but it was a long time ago. She probably won't remember me. Miss Rao is assigned to Butterfly Hall. With forewarning, you may be able to avoid her. He closes the book. The request to keep your identity hidden requires that I not be seen giving you too much special attention. William Danson is a senior in Wolf Hall. He will be assigned to serve as your guide. You should avoid seeking me out except in case of emergency. He pauses. Do you know why your parents sent you to me in particular? Every European noble family knows exactly why a young Hieronymus Grabiner fled to the States, but I'm not sure how safe it is to mention it. I am a living reminder of the cost of carelessness. One word out of line, and you threaten the existence of all you hold dear. I assume your parents brought you here through the high roads. I nod cautiously. Fools. They think only of their convenience. Tell no one. Do not speak of the other world under any circumstances. If you endanger any of my students through your stupidity, I will kill you myself. He didn't promise that, so he might not be serious. He straightens. I'll leave you to situate yourself. Mr. Danson should be along soon. Good day. He leaves. Alright. I am glad that Professor Grabner has an okay voice. I'm glad I didn't have to do all of that for Professor Potsdam. But anyway, for what feels like the first time in my life, I am all alone. No parents, no servants, no guardian spirits, just me. I flop back onto the bed, on my own in America. I hope the hamburgers and cheerleaders show up soon. Alright, so we are starting things off as all great stories in Iris Academy start off in. A while later, someone knocks on the door. Hi, you must be our new exchange student, Charles, right? That's right. He offers me a firm handshake. William Danson, incoming senior class president, which means I got elected last year and I'm still in the position for another month. Also a fellow wolf, as you can see, which is why I've been assigned to be your guide while you get used to our school. I don't think we've ever had an exchange student at Iris, not while I've been here, so there's no standard tour prepared. You can ask me anything you like. I'll come by a few times to warn you about the events. Is your roommate here yet? I don't have one. I open the door and invite him inside. Oh, that's weird. I was going to explain. A lot of freshmen don't like having to share rooms, you know, but this school really values compromise and social integration. Learning to work as a team with your roommates is meant to be one of the tests, so I've never heard of anyone starting out solo. Well, I guess since I'm not staying for the whole 4 years, they probably thought it wouldn't be fair. If someone else got used to me and then I left, I mean. Suppose not up to either of us, anyway. It just seems strange. Maybe it wasn't a good idea for my parents to make that request. I really wanted my own space, but I didn't think it would be such a big deal. So, a few things you should know. Tomorrow morning there'll be an assembly for all the freshmen, where Professor Potsdam, she's the headmistress, will welcome you. Normally you can set your own schedule after that. However, as your guide, I can say for your first week, you should set one class in each of the 5 colors of magic. You'll never remember the details of the pentachromatic system from Professor Potsdam's overview. Once you've had a taste of each kind of magic, you'll have a much better idea of what you'd want to focus on. After the first week, you can do what you like. It's your choice how you think you'll learn best. Study only one color if you think it suits you. Spend time in the gym. Take a day off when you need to. What happens to students who take every day off? See, that's another test. You have the freedom to set your own priorities, but if you don't take your work seriously, eventually you'll fail too many exams. If you build up too many demerits, you'll get kicked out. There's plenty of time to get help if you think you're slipping, though. If you have trouble with your exams, just ask for advice on the next one. Before the next one, nobody wants a student to fail. Any other questions? Alright, let's see. Which ones of these haven't I asked yet? So I did those two and I did those two. Tell me about Professor Grabiner. He laughs. I had a run-in with Grabby already. Grabby? I can't imagine anyone daring to call him that. He is a bit of a terror. Those barks worse than the bite, really. He has the students' best interests at heart. Magic can be dangerous, especially to those who are new to it. If they are not careful, they could hurt themselves or hurt someone else, or be expelled and lose their magic forever. So having a scary teacher around is pretty useful. His very presence reminds people to watch themselves. No one wants to end up spending the weekend in detention with him. The professor clearly doesn't make himself popular. Yeah, sure, tell me about the, no, I'm good. In that case, Whatever else he was going to say is interrupted by a shriek of girlish outrage from the hall. Alright, Throat, get ready. Aha, excuse me a minute. He leaves the room and I duck out after him. Several people are standing in the hall. 2 guys, laughing. One plump blonde who looked like she'd rather be anywhere else, and one wet, angry redhead. I'm guessing these may be the rest of the Danson family. William's brothers and sisters. V, is that you? What happened? What happened? Was Donald and his new best friend. And a water balloon? You're such a dork. You're gonna be in so much trouble. What are you gonna do, urchin? Tell Mom on me? She's not here. No, but I am. Oh, come on, it was just a joke. Look at me, I'm soaked. Here, let me fix it. He holds out his hand and a gust of hot air blows through the corridor, evaporating away the droplets of water that clung to her hair. The other boy with Donald rubs a hand awkwardly through his hair. Sorry, okay? No harm done? Ugh, boys. Come on, Ellen, let's get out of here. Huh? Okay. You're coming, right, William? Actually, I'm supposed to be showing Charles around. Apparently, with William's height in front of me, no one noticed I was there until now. I can greet everyone, wave, look aloof. Let's look aloof. I don't think we've done this one. I lean back against the wall and let William handle this. This is Charles Wynn, Irish Academy's foreign exchange student. My brother Donald, my sister Virginia, and Luke Pfeiffer. Ellen Middleton, Horse Hall. Which is where we should be going. William looks at me, but it's obvious that he'd rather go off with his sister and her friend. Go ahead, it's fine. I should get to know my neighbors. Alright, cool. Well, with that, Luke tries to lean against the door frame, but misjudges the angle and stumbles backwards. Oh, Luke, every time, you little charmer. Donald doesn't seem to notice. So, Charles, right? How come my big brother's shepherding you around like a lost goose? Teachers made him do it, because he's class president. Oh, that. Do geese have shepherds? They have goose herds. It's in the fairy tales. He turns his gaze back to me. Foreign exchange student, right? Where are you from? I'm gonna lie this time. I don't want to give away any clues about my real identity, so I pick a place I visited before. Latvia, near Riga. Huh, I don't know anything about Latvia. I don't even know where that is. I just shrug, like it doesn't matter. So how come you're here at Irish Academy? I always wanted to see America. Yeah, we're cool, aren't we? Sure we are. If they made some special arrangement with you, I'm guessing you're a born wizard, not a wild seed, right? Yeah, you? Wait, you must be if your brother and sister are here. I knew they were a magical family already, of course, but I wasn't sure if I was supposed to know, since it was something Professor Graben had told me. But I'm Wild Seed too, and my twin brother's here. He's in Falcon Hall. Huh. Wild Seeds. Magical kids born to non-magical parents happen all over the world, but they are very rare. 2 in the same family is pretty much impossible from what my parents told me. So I find it interesting that, how this worked out. So, this is a school where everyone in the region who is magical would presumably go here, and even people from elsewhere travel to here to study at Irish Academy, as mentioned in the introduction. But, they also say that, that wild seeds are incredibly rare, which also makes sense. But then, you might think to yourself, if they're rare, then why are there so many at Irish Academy? Well, where else would they be? Like, really? If they get given the choice, and they're around this area, which I'm sure Irish Academy covers a huge, radius of influence, then they're gonna be here, right? So you're gonna have a much higher, like, everyone here is either a true-born wizard or a wild seed. So that's like, you know, I don't know what the percentage of wild seeds to true-born wizards are here, but I know there are a substantial amount of wild seeds. To list a few, Barbara, Ellen, Barbara, Ellen, Raven as well, Luke and Logan. There's a lot. There's a lot of wild seeds. And I believe, wasn't our character in the first game a wild seed as well? I am a little interested to know whether or not she's actually present here. The only clue that I got, it wasn't really a clue, it was a very vague reference, was the M underneath the bench in Barbara's route, which I assume stood for Mary Sue, which was the default name of the last playable character. Anyway, getting back to the narration. Oh well, it's not my business. Is your roommate here yet? Actually... I lead the guys into my room as I begin my half-hearted excuse again. They seem nice enough, ordinary guys who like to have fun. I think this will work out. The first thing I do when I open my eyes is try to roll out of bed, on the wrong side. Ow! Rubbing my nose, I switch directions and get to my feet without doing anything else stupid. And then I notice the time. I'm late for orientation. Why didn't anyone wake me up? By the time I reach the gym, I can tell I'm too late. Laughing strangers push their way past me, already talking about what classes they should attend. Maybe there's a handout to sum up what I missed? Ah, there you are, my little cuckoo! Waiting by the stage is an older witch in a floppy hat with a flower and a bell. This must be the headmistress, Professor Potsdam. Welcome to Iris Academy, Charles Wynn. I hope you find everything that you're looking for, including yourself. Please send my regards to your dear parents. Right. Now, we're off to a bit of a late start, aren't we? She presses her hands together and looks at me expectantly. I'm fashionably late. Being fashionably late allows me to make a more dramatic entrance. Oh, I see. Am I the only audience you'd hope to notice you? How flattering. She pats me on the shoulder. I'm sure Mr. Danson can fill you out on anything you've missed. This orientation is largely to introduce new students to the 6 halls of the Academy and the overall theory of pentachromatic magic. Now, you had better hurry up along and plan your schedule for the rest of the week before the seats are taken. Different sections run at different times, but you are only allowed to attend 1 class per session a day. That way, you will have time to review and reflect on all that you have learned. There's no sense in rushing, and even less sense in wasting your time. Think about what you wish to accomplish. You can have a great many things if you put your mind to it, but not all at once. It sounds wise, but I'm not really sure it means anything. Go on then, open up your diary and begin penciling in your schedule. With that, she leads me to it. Alright, I guess it's up to me to choose my activities for the week. William said that I should start by taking 1 class in each color of magic. That's probably a good idea, especially since I missed orientation. Right now, I don't really know which color is which. So yeah, we're just gonna go boop, 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 and get these classes done. We are going to skip the classes because we already know what happened in them. Oh, hello, we got the Barbara event. After class, I go for a walk to stretch my legs. Iris Academy does have a nice campus. The colours of the flowers shimmer gently in the sunlight. I see an older girl in horsehole robes crouching down next to one of the little hedge sections. She looks like she's talking to the plants. I don't know, maybe she is talking to them. It sounds like something Professor Potsdam might encourage. Paths lead away from the main quad into more secluded areas. There are some nice benches here in the shade of trees. A nice place to sit and think while getting some fresh air. Beyond the trees I can see some open grassy areas. People could play football out there or at least throw a frisbee. As I'm walking along, something falls past my face. Not close enough to hit me, but what was that? I look down. There's a single shoe lying on the ground. Did someone throw it at me? I look up. Over my head, a pair of black stocking-clad legs are wrapped around a tree branch. Only one foot still has its shoe, and above those legs is a girl in snake hall robes. Hello there. Did she not hear me? I mean, try other languages. I'm just gonna pronounce these the way that I think they're pronounced, okay? Tunja teta, bonjour, hola, zwieki, ciao, ni hao. Never mind, she probably got it the first time. Is everything okay up there? We're not really establishing any communication. I bend down and pick up her dropped shoe. Do you want your shoe back? You have to give me a sign or I'll leave it here and go. Do you want me to give you back your shoe? She stares at me for a moment, biting her lip. Then she nods vigorously twice and holds out her hand. Sure, I'll climb the tree. I'll be right up. I wrap my legs around the trunk and begin to climb. I've been doing this since I was a kid and it's pretty easy. I'm a pretty good judge of trees. And because of that, I don't think climbing out onto the same branch she's sitting on is a great idea. Instead, I get up to her level and hold out my hand with the shoe in it. After a moment, she scoots closer and snags the shoe away from my grip. She still doesn't say anything or make any move to put her shoe on, so I shrug and climb back down. No point in harassing her if she wants to be left alone. Thanks. She speaks so quietly I almost didn't hear it, so she can talk after all. So I'll see her around sometime? She looks at me and then shrugs with just one shoulder, the key on her ear swaying. Okay then. Snake-hole girls are pretty weird. Alright, so blue magic class, we're going to be skipping this one. This one is the next one. And then black magic is the last class that we're doing, I believe. No, white magic is the last class we're doing. Yes, there we go. Alright, so we got all the basic spells. And now on the Saturday, I believe this is, I'm relaxing in my room after a day of classes when I hear raised voices in the hallway outside. Oh, this is probably Friday then. But it turns out I was right. What can I say? I'm an overachiever. This is not funny! Hey, it's no big deal. All I did was use a little magic to blow confetti into her hair. The confetti was on fire! That's what the water balloon was for. Anyway, you hate Angela. That's not the point. She notices me standing at the entrance to my room. Charles, right? What do you think about a guy who goes around setting girls' hair on fire? That's not what happened. I think it is dangerous. A scalp pun could be pretty nasty. Exactly. Look, I tested it first on Luke first, okay? It's flash paper. It goes out in a second without the water. It wasn't dangerous. And Angela's a senior. If anything had gone wrong, she could heal it without even blinking. Double backup plan. If you're so clever, how come you got caught? What good is a prank without an audience? But now you're stuck in detention with Grabby tomorrow. So I won't have to see you all day. Ugh! She throws her hands up and walks away. Sorry about Urchin. She's spirited. Your sister's feisty. You're welcome to her. I don't think I've ever seen her interested in any guy, or anyone really. So you got your work cut out for you. Not what I meant. Whatever. Who's Angela anyway? Oh, she's a senior from Butterfly Hall. Short red hair, kind of prissy princess. You'd know if you met her. And why did you try to set her hair on fire? If you'd met her, you'd know that too. Besides, it was only a little fire. So now Grabs will make me scrape up chewing gum with my toenail or something. I hear he's got a nasty imagination. He's not so bad, if you don't piss him off. Yeah, not gonna help. Besides, I need a windmill to tilt at. What? A big monster? An illusion? Tilting windmill is a monster? No, it's a reference. Sorry, your English is so good, I forget it's not your first language. Maybe he's the one whose English is strange. Yeah, but you can still understand him. Like, he has a charming character to him. Every character here except Kyo is charming. And possibly Damien. But I don't know. I have heard on Saturday mornings in America, it is traditional for all people to watch cartoons. Of course there's no television or other low-world culture at a magical school, but I wonder if they might have some replacement set up to entertain the students. So when someone knocks on my door in the morning, I assume it's my hallmates coming to invite me for some fun. Hi! Hello, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for you! You're Charles Wynn, the foreign exchange student, right? Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. Our communities can become so insulated. It's so important to learn other viewpoints. I'm Minnie Cochran. I'm in Butterfly Hall. I wanted to stop by and offer you any help I could. I can take you all around campus, tell you about our customs. Are you from the student council too? Well, not yet. Wait, what do you mean too? Because I already have a... I hear the footsteps of someone else walking into our hall. Oh, good, you're up. Good morning. Making new friends? I'm not sure, but I thought someone had sent her to be a replacement. Sent me? I'm not giving up my post that quickly. Minnie looks back and forth between us. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you'd been assigned an official guide. I was just trying to help. Hey, I'm sure he appreciated it. There'll be times when it's more convenient for him to talk to someone in his own class. So this butterfly girl is a freshman too? Well, if you two have business, I'll get out of your way, but please feel free to talk to me if you need help with anything. Everyone's so helpful around here. With the professors and William and now Minnie, all the goodwill is almost exhausting. Maybe it's the American way. Bye for now. She waves and walks away. Nice girl. She's very outgoing. She came up with a whole plan to help me when I'd never even met her. Scheming. Ooh, do I know what scheming? She's cute. Will this give me flirty? That didn't give me flirty. No, that gives me laid back. Let's go with she's cute. Pretty cute, really. I wonder if she was ever a cheerleader. You won't see any cheerleading squads here. Too bad. William smiles and gives his head a little shake. Anyway, I need to give you a little bit of information about Saturday activities. I can't stay long. I have a lot to get done this weekend. But that part I'll tell you about on Monday. Okay? So, there's two major things you can do on the weekend that you can't do during the rest of the week. First, there are shuttle events that take students to the local mall. It's not very big, but it's a change of pace. People like to go there to socialize and eat out. The space is shared with the locals, but there are spells set up to keep them from noticing anything unusual about the Irish Academy kids. Don't push your luck though, even if there's no real damage. If you cause trouble, you'll definitely end up in detention. No showing off magic in public. Well, that's just common sense, really. There's also a shop for enchanted items. Think that'll boost your mana, or your attunement to different colors and so on. Useful things. If you buy a charm, it'll help you learn spells faster. Oh, and speaking of which, he hands me a white paper envelope. There's no address on it, and it isn't sealed. Looking inside, I find a $5 bill. Your weekly allowance. The student council generally handles the distribution. $5 a week won't get you very far though, so save up if you want more options. A lot of the students have no experience of handling money. Speaking of which, do you know what all the coins are? I can figure it out. They all have values written on them, so it's not hard. Though it would definitely help if the bigger coins were always worth more. Dimes don't make sense. Wait, I just realized, you Americans have lower value coins that's larger than the other value. I guess like the only thing we have that's like that is the 2p coin, which is larger than like the 5, 10 and 20p coins. And I think also larger than the £1 coin, but the same size as the £2 coin. I don't know. I haven't used an actual coin in a while, to be honest, because of the wonders of modern technology. What's the other major thing to do on the weekends? Practice. On weekend, there are simple training dungeons available. No real threat or puzzles, but you can walk around and practice spells in the field. There's a field in the dungeon? Not usually. In a real-world environment, instead of the classroom, so you can see how your spells would work in an actual exam. Now, like I said, I do have a lot to organize this weekend, so I should be going. If you can take the day to review on your own, you can take the day to review on your own, or I can show you the way to the dungeon, or if you'd rather go to the mall, Donald can... he's got detention. Ah. I'm sure I can find my way. What do I want to do with my Saturday? Good question. Study, mall, or dungeons? I think I want to get a head start on the studying, to be honest with you. I think I'll go over my notes from the week and make sure I got all the basics down. There's time for other things later. Great, alright. I may not see you tomorrow, so be prepared for me to wake you up early on Monday morning. What happens on Monday? You'll find out. He leaves and goes, and I go back to my room to study. Cool. When Donald returns to Warp Hall, he does it with fanfare. Or at least with percussion. He drums his heels on the floor and spins in place like a tap dancer. Ha! You survived detention, huh? It was nothing! Seriously, I was expecting a lot worse from Grabs. He only made me write a paper. I told you he's not so bad. Homework can still be torture. Nah, he's probably just warming up. Wasn't ready for me. Not a lot of people manage to get detention in their first week of school, you know? So, are you famous now? Infamous? Not yet. I mean, the great Williker once filled the entire cafeteria with a lake of cheese. That's infamous. Maybe if I can manage to get detention every single weekend. But without many demerits, you'll get kicked out. Demerits? You know, what the teachers give you when you screw up. Charles never makes mistakes. Huh. Merit and demerit. If you do something good over the odds, the teacher will give you merits, like it's a status thing. And if you're a naughty boy, they put demerits on your record. Get 50 demerits and you'll be expelled. I would probably get sent home to my parents then. How embarrassing. But they don't always give you demerits with detention. Sometimes it's one or the other. No problem then. Anyway, if I kiss up to the teachers and get merits, it'll balance out. Make a game of it, you know? It'll be a legend. I don't know, sounds like too much work. If you want to make an impression on people, you have to put some effort into it. What do you think, Charles? Means you can have more fun. Well, it's a trade-off, right? You have to work for your merits, but that means you'll have room to get in big trouble later. Like a get-out-of-jail-free card. We should have brought more board games from home. You can always fetch them at Christmas? Donald shrugs. Maybe I'll just come up with a better plan later. I don't know, it's early days yet. Right, this has only been our first week after all. At midday, I head to the cafeteria for lunch. I carry my tray of food to an unoccupied table end, but just as I start to sit down, someone else sets a tray across from me. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll sit somewhere else. No, it's fine, there's plenty of room. Have a seat. The girl looks familiar. I think she's Donald's sister's friend or something? What was her name? Let's go with an incorrect name. Emily? Emily, right? Ellen. Oh, sorry. No, it's fine. We only met for a second. I wouldn't expect you to remember. You're Charles. You got it. Well, there's only one student from Europe here that I know of. You should sit down and eat your lunch. You too. Right. I think I'm making her nervous, but I'm not sure why. I haven't done anything. Maybe she's naturally timid? Seems weird for a horse hall girl, though. Speaking of horse hall, so what sport do you play? Huh? I guess she wasn't expecting me to talk to her. But before I can apologize for interrupting her meal, she again beams at me. I like softball and volleyball. What's softball? It's like baseball, but the ball is... soft? Not really, but it's bigger and softer than regular baseball, and it doesn't go that fast. What about you? My favorite sport? Again, is this American football? I assume it's going to be American football because, I don't know where Hanako Games is located, actually. I don't know if they're, well, Hanako is definitely a Japanese name, but, again, anything Western they might associate with America more prominently because they're more dominant in media. So I guess this is going to be American football, right? I'm all about football. Oh. I have no idea what to talk to this girl about. Maybe I should just eat my lunch and stop trying to be friendly. What did the other option give us, by the way? Are you any good? Not really. ... Volleyball? Yep, they all, yep, they all just end in the same thing. Hey, Ellen! Donald's sister slides in next to the other girl. I was just talking to Pastel and she was saying how most of the wild seeds this year's class are girls again. Apparently, it's been happening that way for a while, I don't know. So you see, you're part of a hot new trend. Yeah. Are you gonna eat those? Without waiting for an answer, she starts stealing chips off her friend's plate. Hey, it's fine, I wasn't hungry. She never finishes her lunch. Don't talk with your mouth full. You're getting crumbs everywhere. I guess she's less timid when she's talking to other girls. I wonder if most wild seeds are female in general, or if it's just at this school. You don't know? Shouldn't there be records somewhere? Probably, but you can't tell while they're still students. A lot of wild seeds drop out. Drop out? They're falling down? Drop out of school. They quit. They don't graduate, and then they aren't magical anymore, as if they hadn't had the choice. A wild seed who chooses not to be magical anymore has air power and memories taken away, so that he can't betray the existence of magic to anyone else. I can't understand how anyone would choose to give up on magic. Lots of reasons. They get homesick, they miss TV, they don't like our rules, or they screw up in class too much and flunk out. Ellen will never have that problem. She's a huge nerd. She didn't even want to go to the mall yesterday. She wanted to stay at home and study. Can you believe it? Actually, so did I. Really? Sure, it's important to get off to a good start. Right. Ah, boring. She grabbed the last chip from Ellen's plate and stand. I'm gonna go for a walk. See ya. Ellen quietly sighs as Virginia exits. Sorry. What are you sorry for? Nothing, I guess. Have a good day. She takes her tray and exits. Very good. Alright, well that is the first episode of this this new path that we're doing, this new timeline that we're travelling down. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope you're excited about yet another path of Magical Diary. I know I am very eager to get to the content, the new content for this this other path. I already know who it's going to be, but I'll let you guys wonder about it. I'm sure you guys will know if you've watched the other episodes. So yeah, thank you guys very much again, and I will see you next time. Take care.